Good evening, everyone. My name is Mike Piro. I'm the superintendent for schools, and this is one of my 3 favorite nights of the year. We do this 3 times during the entire school year, which is pretty remarkable when you think about it. We have close to 6,000 students in our school district, and of that, 27 are actually recommended or nominated for an achievement such as tonight. So those of you that are in here, you're here because of doing something extraordinary and being a real special person in our school district. I'd like to thank our principals that are here tonight. If you can wave, our administrators that came. Any of our staff members that nominated any of the students, if you could wave, they came. And I'd also like to thank family, friends, guests, and everyone else that's here with us tonight. And most importantly, I'd like to thank all of the recipients that are here because you're here for going out of your way to make the lives of others better. And that's, in my mind, what I think Pittsford is about. It's about going out of your way to make the lives of others better. And all of you have done that, and I'm so grateful and so proud of each of you. Each building is tasked 3 times a year to seek out someone that is really incredible. Someone that has a beautiful heart, someone that has a lot of compassion, someone that has a lot of character, exemplifies citizenship. And in that building, all the 9 buildings, they then nominate the student, they write why they were nominated, and then a committee convenes at each building level, and they ultimately end up with 1 recipient. And we have 9 of them here tonight. Beyond tonight's recognition, the students will also be recognized in their buildings in different ways. Some buildings have selected bulletin boards to put the students' pictures on, morning announcements. There may be a name on a plaque in one of the buildings, and each level is a little bit different. So at the high school, you'll sit down with your principal and middle school to talk about a privilege that you may want, and you'll get some options there. Including a new car from your parents is one. But also, so some of the options range from like parking passes to spirit wear, to being a class helper, to having pizza, celebration, to being a speaker in other classes. So we try to give you a wide range of options, really to recognize your wonderful efforts. So with that, it's my pleasure to introduce our board president, Kim McCluskey, to start us out.
Good evening, everyone. So tonight, our first recipient is Campbell Kazacos. Campbell, can you stand? Welcome and congratulations. Campbell is a 4th grader at Thornell Road Elementary School, and she was nominated by Mrs. Stevens Oliver. She's an exceptionally kind, caring, and conscientious young lady. She's always finding ways to help others, both in school and out. At school, Campbell is an excellent role model in the classroom. She works hard each day to do her best and to help others. During our group project time, Campbell is a quiet leader who is able to bring out the best in those around her. She values and appreciates the differences among her classmates. She can always be counted on to be a good listener and to offer words of encouragement. This winter, Campbell helped to organize a very successful school supply drive for Develop Africa, a nonprofit organization whose mission is to facilitate meaningful and sustainable development in Africa. She created a proposal which she first shared with our principal, Mr. DeBell. Next, Campbell presented her idea to our student council, who were happy to sponsor such a great effort to help others in need. Campbell decorated collection boxes and made morning announcements to promote the collection of notebooks, folders, pencils, calculators, and other school supplies. She and her family then boxed them and shipped them to Develop Africa for use in schools in high needs area in Africa. Campbell's kind heart, hard work, and good citizenship not only impact our school, but also the education of many children in Africa. I'm very proud of all of her efforts, and so are we. Thank you, Campbell. Our next recipient is Kale Davis. Kale, good evening. And he's a 5th grader at Jefferson Road Elementary. He was nominated by Mrs. Grinnell and Mrs. Kramer. Kale Davis has and continues to be an incredibly thoughtful, considerate, and kind student. He goes above and beyond doing helpful things for other students, like getting math folders for the entire math groups, pushing chairs in for other students who forget to do so, and showing polite behavior always. Kale is always optimistic. His outlook on life at school is positive, and he finds good things in and around him. He loves to have fun, but in a positive way, and encourages others to do the same. He is an incredibly hard worker who always tries his best. Thank you, Kale. Congratulations. And our third student is Max Azzarello. Good evening. Max is a 5th grader at Park Road, and he's nominated by Dr. Balsamo, the principal, and Mrs. Koch. Max is being nominated for Pittsford Pride by his principal, Dr. Balsamo, and music teacher, Mrs. Koch. Max has been an outstanding role model and leader as a safety. He works on scheduling the other safeties and helps them identify their posts and do their job. In the classroom, he is a role model for caring, kindness, and practicing acceptance of all. He has a positive attitude and is always willing to help his classmates. Max has truly served as one of the most exemplary 5th grade student role models that I have had the privilege of working with in over a decade as a principal. In his role as a safety, Max is on bus duty in both the morning and the afternoon. He takes his job so seriously that he is always the first student here in the morning to get ready for arrival and the last one to leave in the afternoon. In the morning, he helps students get into the building safely, and he is the official opener of school for students getting off the bus. He facilitates other safeties in their work in the morning, and he worked with them to develop different strategies to get our students into the building quickly, quietly, and safely. He has learned the importance of reflecting on what works and what does not, and rather than getting frustrated by the chaos that can result when 400 plus students are all trying to enter the building at once, he worked to develop several systems over the course of the year to improve our arrival. The youngest students and other 5th grade safeties truly look to him for guidance on our entry process. His peers clearly respect his leadership. In the afternoon, he even demonstrated such reliability that I have allowed him to give the thumbs up to the bus drivers at afternoon dismissal some days, something I've never allowed any other student to do. That's pretty impressive. This involves checking to ensure all classes are out of the building and ensuring all students are out of the main lobby. He even has his parents pick him up a few minutes late from school each day so he can complete his work. Max is a highly motivated and involved member of our school chorus. Mrs. Koch uses him as her music librarian and assistant. He's responsible for the music and for helping to set up and take down equipment. He is asking what he can do, and he's always there to support his peers. Additionally, Max does the recycling for many teachers in the building. This was a job he found on his own. He is always looking for a way to help out and reflect on how to make our school a better place. Max is incredibly reliable and conscientious in everything he does. He is always kind, courteous, and respectful in his interactions with younger students and with the other safeties. He is able to communicate as a leader with flexibility and compromise. He is always ready to help any adult who needs a helping hand. Max truly epitomizes what it means to be a good citizen. He is a role model in his own behavior and interactions and truly is committed to the concept of service to others, helping and leading both peers and younger students. He truly helps to make us a better school community through his actions and his attitude. We are very proud to nominate Max for Pittsford Pride. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. The next recipient is Sophia Izzo. Sophia, if you could stand. Sophia is an 8th grader at Barker Road Middle School, and she was nominated by Karen Grace from the Orange Team. We often think of someone who demonstrates good citizenship as a person who is well-mannered, responsible, is considerate of others, and exhibits integrity. I would agree that all of these are components of being a good citizen. However, I believe there are many other attributes that go beyond these basic assumptions of what good citizenship is. Being a good citizen isn't always the quiet journey of doing the right thing. Being a good citizen is sometimes a bold and difficult journey, one in which you become an advocate for those who might not have the strength or voice to advocate for themselves, one in which you demonstrate the courage to respectfully stand up for what is right, one in which you do not remain neutral when you see oppression, and one in which you work for the greater good of all citizens. I believe a quote by Michelle Obama represents this view of citizenship perfectly. She said, "You may not always have a comfortable life, and you will not always be able to solve all of the world's problems at once. But don't ever underestimate the importance you can have, because history has shown us that courage can be contagious and hope can take on a life of its own." For these reasons and so many more, I nominate Sophia Izzo for the Pittsford Pride Award. I have had the honor of being Sophia's teacher for the past 2 years and watched her grow into a remarkable young woman, both personally and academically. Sophia is the epitome of a good citizen, as demonstrated through her character, compassion, confidence, and core values. I have watched Sophia interact with her peers on such a mature level, watched her welcome those peers who are often on the outside, and most importantly, I've watched her stand up for what's right when needed. She leads by example, and her actions prove that you can be all components of a good citizen, the quiet as well as the bold. I have no doubt that Sophia will continue to work for the greater good of all citizens and make tremendous contributions to society overall, and for that, she should be recognized through this award. Congratulations, Sophia. It is a sheer pleasure that I get to announce the next recipient. His name is Thomas Bailey, and he is a 3rd grader from Allen Creek Elementary School, and he was nominated by David Wycara. I am pleased to bring to your attention a student who has demonstrated a true welcoming spirit. Thomas Bailey, a 3rd grader at Allen Creek, has shown kindness and understanding both in and outside of the classroom. Let me begin by telling you that our classroom welcomed a new student at the beginning of February. This student was not only new to our school, but he's new to our country, and he's a new English speaker. A new desk was set up right next to Thomas. Thomas wrote his name on a card and placed it on his desk, a very nice gesture of welcome. Since the new student's arrival, Thomas has taken it upon himself to guide him through his school day and make sure that he keeps up. Let me share with you the many things that Thomas has done to welcome a new student to our Pittsford community. Thomas has shown Mark where to go in the building and has helped him adjust to getting ready for outdoor recess in winter. Hats, coat, gloves, boots, and something very new to Mark, snow pants. Little did we know he still had to wear them, right, Thomas? Thomas has waited patiently for Mark to get ready and has included him out on the playground. Thomas helps Mark every morning with math work. During number talk, students share their thinking about math solutions. Thomas has guided Mark every day, and just a few days ago encouraged Mark to share his math solution for the very first time, with great success, and in English. Thomas lets me know when Mark knows an answer and is willing to share it. Thomas goes out of his way to get an iPad for Mark so he can have access to books at his level to read. He shows his seat work to Mark so he can copy it. Thomas has helped Mark with writing and helped him with his personal narrative writing piece. He practiced with Mark as he read it in English. Everyone was thrilled, and Thomas beamed as Mark read it to the entire class. Our new student recently received eyeglasses for the first time. Thomas has been very supportive and has encouraged Mark to wear his new glasses. This has helped him so much. Thomas has not only shown a great deal of hospitality to a new student, he has shown others in our class what it means to welcome others. Without reservation, I believe Thomas truly exemplifies the Pittsford Pride Citizenship Award. Congratulations. Our next recipient is a senior from Pittsford Sutherland High School, Isha Kankare. Can you please stand up? Hi, Isha. And Isha was nominated by Ben Winter. Isha Kankare is one of those students who stands out from others. She has a perfect combination of empathy toward others and tenaciousness toward her goals. She has a humble nature and a friendly, disarming disposition. Isha's strong interpersonal skills allow her to communicate clearly and effectively. As a senior, her leadership at Sutherland has been impressive and will be sorely missed in the years to come. Isha moved to Pittsford with her family halfway through her freshman year. Prior to this, her family lived overseas and had multiple moves in different countries. Isha's ability to successfully handle these moves and prove herself in spite of significant hurdles is what is intrinsic to her personality. She realized early on that it is possible to establish oneself with every new beginning with her sheer hard work, focus, an open mind, and the right attitude. I have been so impressed with the way she immediately inserted herself into the fabric of our school community. Her list of school clubs and organizations she's involved in is lengthy, and most of them she has been an integral part of since the second semester of her freshman year. As co-president of the Diversity Club, Isha plans several events promoting inclusion and diversity, including a panel discussion with college students and community leaders from different religious, educational, and racial backgrounds. She also attended 2 Rochester Race Relations Summits. The Diversity Club also gave Isha the platform to start a chapter of Girls Learn International, an organization that educates and energizes students in the global movement for girls' access to education. Through this program, she was selected, along with 40 other high school students nationwide, to attend the Commission on the Status of Women at the United Nations in New York City. As co-president of the Interact Club, she has spearheaded the Polar Plunge fundraiser and helped bring the home opener of our unified basketball team to Sutherland at the end of April. These are just a few of the many worthwhile activities Isha commits herself to. The list goes on and on. She epitomizes being a good citizen. Isha is determined to make a difference, not only at the school level, but also in her community and beyond. We wish her well as she attends the University of Michigan to study business and international relations in the fall. Good luck, Isha, and congratulations.
Isha, if you want to choose a Sutherland staff member to go to the Polar Plunge, that could be part of your privilege. That could be pretty funny. Our next candidate nominated is a senior from Mendon High School, Sapna Ramesh. Please stand. And she was nominated by Mrs. Houlihan, and that's for in her science class. Sapna was consistently an A+ student in both honors and AP chemistry. She is one of the most self-disciplined and thoughtful students I have ever had. She has an excellent work ethic. She was prepared with complete homework assignments every day. She has thoughtful and appropriate questions. She came to me as needed for clarification or any kind of help with her work at all. Sapna meets challenges with preparation and willingness to put in the time and effort needed to succeed. She is able to solve multi-step, multi-variable problems with logic and clarity. She is able to sort distracting information from relevant facts. She has excellent lab skills. She presented an excellent PowerPoint on her research project on nanotechnology in medicine. She is an AP Scholar with distinction. She received the American Chemical Society recognition 2 years in a row. She is much more mature than her peers. She demonstrates conscientiousness and restraint. She is a good listener and is also able to discuss topics in depth. She often helps other classmates with problem solving or lab reports. She willingly gives her time to tutor classmates outside of class. She is uncommonly generous, kind, and humble. She was a research assistant at the University of Rochester's lab for laser energetics. She researched electrical properties of insulating oils. She did experiments, analyzed data, and then presented her work with a PowerPoint to an auditorium filled with scientists, grad students, friends, and families. She answered questions from the audience. I was there, and she did an excellent job. Mr. Teal King also shares that they've all enjoyed the presence of you and your positive impact, and what a wonderful young lady you are for the past 4 years. You always have been at Mendon High School. I thought I might share just one example of how you contribute to the greater community good. A few days after our committee selected you for the Pittsford Pride Award, we became aware that you also had been selected for the Starbridge 2017 Youth Award, which you will receive later this week as part of the Community Awards portion of the Celebration of Champions, an evening to benefit Starbridge. Specifically, Sapna has devoted over 150 hours of service to the TIES program, starting as early as 7th grade. The TIES program promotes the participation of students and young adults who have developmental disabilities in inclusive, organized, extracurricular, and community activities through the support of trained student volunteers like you. When I asked Sapna why she became so deeply engaged in this activity, she shared that while she felt very good about many other forms of community service, what made TIES special for her was the one-on-one opportunity to connect with children she supported and the personal relationships that were developed. There's no question we will miss the positive contributor to our Mendon High School tradition of being our personal best, but we also know she will continue to make a positive difference at Cornell University next year and to the community at large throughout your future endeavors. Our appreciation goes to the Board of Education for providing this opportunity for us to recognize her, and our congratulations to go to her and her family for the very good person that she is. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Georgia Simon, 4th grader at Mendon Center Elementary, and she was nominated by Mrs. Kokinda and Mrs. McKenna. Oh, you look wonderful. Georgia is known by all of her Mendon Center teachers for being dramatic and interested in performing. I had to keep going there. Tried to do it really quick. But she's also known for her broad smile, genuine laugh, and her big heart. One day, when Mrs. Saccone, Georgia's science teacher, was having car problems and running late to school, our class's lesson with her was delayed. As soon as she arrived, Mrs. Saccone popped into our 4th grade homeroom to get the class. Georgia, being her usual thoughtful self, was the first speaking up, asking, "Are you okay?" That's just one little example of how G, as she likes to be called, is always showing genuine thoughtfulness and concern for others. She is helpful, loyal, and a great friend. However, she also shows true compassion to even those she isn't especially close with, adults and peers alike. Sometimes G, can I call you G? Yeah. Okay. Sometimes G sees that one of her classmates is frustrated and upset. She'll notice someone's face or posture and is always the first person to say what's wrong. Then it's not unusual to hear her share comforting words like, "I think what you're doing is great." Even if Georgia herself is stressed about an assignment, when she hears someone else criticize their own work, she will chime in to support them. If a classmate is agitated and reluctant to take her help, Georgia is able to understand that and provide the other person space without feeling offended. G is modest, remains flexible, and doesn't need attention for the way she steps in to help others. All of Georgia's teachers can count on her to assist the new or struggling student that's in need of support. She consistently shows true empathy and make it look easy. Every day, in the quick conversation she has with the people who sit near her in class, Georgia is overheard displaying a sincere attitude of grace and kindness. Outside of school, Georgia is the same person. When Mendon Center participated in the Kindness Rocks project, Georgia didn't want to just leave the rocks in random places. She knew she needed to deliver her rock that said, "You're amazing," to the nurses that work with her mom at the cancer center. She knows how important nurses are in the world and will always speak up on their behalf in a classroom discussion or a book whenever there's a connection between the medical profession. Georgia represents kindness in our world, and we are proud to have her as our Mendon Center Pittsford Pride winner. In short, Georgia is a peach. And tonight's last recipient is 8th grader from Calkins Road Middle School, Patrick Smelt. So as the last candidate, you do have to speak. Is that okay? Nominated by the entire blue team. Blue team, wave. Genuine, charismatic, upbeat, and kind are just a few adjectives teachers use to describe Patrick. Patrick is not your ordinary middle school student. He entered the doors of Calkins Road with a maturity unmatched by many. Patrick is, by practice and nature, a very caring young man who has an uncanny ability to make others feel welcome. If someone were to shadow Patrick for one day, he would witness him partnering up with a student in need or welcoming a student to join his group without hesitation. The level of empathy he displays on a daily basis is exemplary. Students describe Patrick as humble, trustworthy, loving, honest, and compassionate. Several students consider Patrick one of the most genuine and considerate students at Calkins Road. Patrick is seen as a friend to all. He doesn't pass judgment. Students noted that Patrick is able to see beyond the surface, often recognizing when a student is feeling down or is feeling anxious. In addition to having the ability to recognize these instances with his peers, Patrick will go out of his way to make the students even feel better. He will initiate a conversation or just tell a joke to make someone smile or brighten their day. A student new to Calkins shared that when she was sitting by herself in class, Patrick approached her and made her feel welcome. Several students have noted that they witness him doing the same in the cafeteria time and time again. He seeks out students sitting by themselves and engages in conversation to make them feel better. As a result, Patrick has been helpful assisting new students transition to school. He easily makes connections and ensures that students feel comfortable in this new setting. His charisma, innate kindness, and overall engaging personality make him outstanding in his role. Patrick is also an outstanding basketball player. He displays leadership both on and off the court, using his many talents to bring his team together. This year, Patrick was asked to participate on our middle school unified basketball team. Again, his kindness and compassion shine through as he assisted other teammates enjoy a sporting experience for the first time. He thrived in this setting, being a leader during practices and in the game, showing such enthusiasm for his teammates and always cheering everyone on. A moment that captures Patrick's spirit was at the very end of the game. When the other team hit a buzzer beater to win the game, Patrick threw his hands up in the air, not in frustration, but in genuine excitement and joy at the moment. That is who he is. To add to all this, Patrick is an exceptional student. His strong academic prowess, work ethic, and willingness to challenge himself serves as a role model to other kids in class. He cares deeply about his learning, and he will not settle for anything less than his best effort. Patrick's actions are never motivated by self-recognition. He has an enormous heart and truly finds joy in making those around him happy. Whether it is greeting others with a warm hello, helping a peer in class, or walking with a smile, Patrick truly has a positive impact on everyone he meets. He was raised to have strong family values and put others first. He makes those around him want to be better people. Thus, for one student's English project, it was no surprise that Patrick became the student's chosen hero. That's really cool. You see, Patrick is what the student needed, a true and reliable friend. Patrick is the product of a loving family and displays all the characteristics that make him an outstanding recipient of the Pittsford Pride Award. Congratulations.